Good afternoon, everybody on YouTube. This is Rick Thomas from Obsolete Video Services. Today we received a rack that I actually ordered, and I had an idea that this might work for what I'm trying to do for my IVC-960. As you can see, I got the rack all put together, and we got the right distance from this end to that end. It's long enough, but it's just quite not wide enough. I mean, it's actually too wide. I have to actually have a metal plate that's going to come from this point on, about 5 inches, that's going to go clear across, and it's going to bolt on, so the unit could actually set in suspension in this rack. It's a little custom idea I came up with. This rack is very heavy duty, but it's just a little bit too large for how width it is. So what we're going to do is we're going to sit there and we're going to put a metal plate which will come across the back of this so it just grabs the back of the unit, so it suspends itself hanging in this rack. So that way it's suspended and hanging a lot like what the original rack was for this unit. See, the IVC is kind of a really bizarre machine. This particular machine was suspended in a rack from the the 60s. They had it suspended by bolts and various different things. It didn't have its own case. One version did. This particular one didn't. It was suspended in a special case or a special rack, and it's got enough space to suspend it, as you can see, on both sides. So I'll be able to have it hanging in place, but I have to make sure I have the right depth and have another plate that's going to have another edge for it to rest in place when I drop this thing in this rack. But anyways, the IVC, it doesn't have a case. It was a custom rack type of fitting. So my idea is to have it suspending in the rack that I just bought. And I think we'll get this to work out. But once it's suspended, it's going to have the right height. As you can see, this is the right height to work with the unit. On top of it, it will be suspended directly into this rack. And it'll be hanging in place, and it'll be almost a perfect fit. I found this rack on eBay, and then I went to Amazon, got it off Amazon. It was a couple $100, but this rack is going to do exactly what I need, because I need to get this machine suspended in some type of racking system, because once I get it up and running, I'll actually be able to use it. And then on top of it, this rack has wheels on the bottom of it. You can actually roll this thing around. And of course, you know that machine is like, it's like 300 pounds almost. So anyways, this rack was the closest thing I could find to do a custom type of rack for this IVC. It's got wheels on the bottom, so you can roll it around, as you can see. And all I gotta do is do like an extension plate that comes across this way, so the machine has something on the back part of it when we drop it in, so it's suspended into the rack itself and stays put. And then I'll be able to actually roll it around. Well, I'm going into Mesa tomorrow. They're going to cut me a custom metal plate with holes so I could use bolts and various different things. And I was very surprised. When you have custom metal work made, especially the plate that I need to have made, they want only $40 for it. That's pretty cheap. But once this machine is all repaired and I get the broken parts fixed on it, I want to suspend it in a rack to be able to use it. This is a very, very heavy machine. And of course, the idea that I came up with will work perfectly. I just have to get the spacer plate that I'm going to need, and we're going to have that custom made. Hope you guys enjoyed this video.